I think I can grow the street setter team to like, no joke, 100K a month. Anywhere from 56 to like 67K a month right now. We've had to turn off our ads. We're just getting referred like crazy. So we just reactivate our database with the AI and it got like 9 or 12 bookings out of nowhere. Could we replace the entire call center? Maybe. Do I want to do it? I don't know. It was a damn Hail Mary for us.
Carlos Castanon, how are you doing, man?
It's all good, man. How are yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you so much for coming here. You're actually my first ever podcast guest, which is very exciting.
Come on now.
Yeah, it's good. And obviously I know that you're originally from Spain, right? Mexico. But you're living in Spain.
So I'm currently in Alicante. We sort of just been traveling around Europe since January. Here in the UK, of course. Back in Spain and Bilbao. So all over the place. Alicante for now, and then we'll see.
Cool, man. And you flew into London. I'd like to say just for this. You've got other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Either way, you flew to come here, which I really appreciate, man. Just for people that obviously in the agency space, agency owners will be watching this, I want to give a really quick background on you. How you even got into all of this. Like, what did you do before? How did you find the agency space? Talk me through all that.
I mean, I'm 22 now. We managed to grow the agency to a point where, like, money-wise, I'm comfortable. I always had this, and I feel like in the newer generations that, you know, we got the Andrew Tate phase and all those, like, you know, like, you gotta make money phase.
Is that how you found out about it?
Well, so, funny enough, I got into it just before.
Okay.
So when I was 17, I feel like everyone has like this big up, like come up story, deep in depth, and I didn't have a dollar, right? For me, I mean, I did have my story, but my parents, to be honest, I come from a really well-established family in Mexico. So it's like my grandparents saw fortunes, but they lost it all. But my family, they have good resources. They saw everything just collapse. So in a way, it was kind of like we had the money. We always had the money, but I never knew we had money in a way. So it's like because they were very careful with spending. So we lived in a really big house, but I just thought it was normal the way we were raised because like, you know, my friends would get Yeezys and all that, but I wouldn't. So I was like, oh, they're rich. I'm not. Right. And so it got to a point where I realized, and I was like, okay, I want to move to America because the way it works in Mexico is there's no, I think I told you already, but there's no such thing as middle class. Okay. You either have a lot of money or you don't. Part of that class that has a lot of money. So it's like the way you go on about it in Mexico is you go to college, you meet people, you make money. Like it just happens. Like you know the right people. It's like, hey, we were going to build this. No, we have this real estate project. We'll go do it. I just never really liked it. I was like, I want to do my own thing. I grew up watching American stuff, the American dream. Let's go to America. Now in the States, I realized what it is to not have money, right? Because living on $1,000 a month in New York, dude, trust me, it was horrible, right? So a couple of years there, I started getting into the whole, you know, like make money online algorithm. As I said, my life was pretty much perfect until I was 17. So most of us, you know, when you look up into the sky, you see like this kind of like squiggly lines in your eyes. So what happened is when I was 17, overnight, I just got like a shit ton of them. Okay. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah. So, yeah. Swear, man.
Shit all of them. Right, so it was really bad. And I remember at the time, it was crazy, dude, because I mean, I had good vision, and then overnight it was really hard because you would look up into the sky, and when I look up, it almost looks as if someone was smoking right in front of me.
Wow.
Right. So it's like, it's one of these things, it destroys your identity in a way. Because like now you see everything different. It's like, oh, I can't see right. And you see yourself like as inferior. I don't know. It's a whole thing. But it created such a gap in my identity of holy shit. Like, I got to fix this. And then in a way, I looked at the making money online space. Well, I have this thing. I feel like I need to make a change in my life because I feel like crap right now. I'm going to make money and prove to myself, even though my eyesight's like messed up and I've always been like very insecure about a lot of things in my life, I can really make it. So I was like at rock bottom, right? I couldn't even see right. I always have my sunglasses around. I even had them right now. I don't know. It's really hard to put together, but it's like stir the pot in a way. Like I was already a pretty insecure kid and all that stuff. But the last drop, they just spilled the thing, right? I was like, all right, we got to get into this. And then I just got into the space. I started trading, you know, like everyone was like, oh, I'm going to trade. I'm going to make a lot of money. That didn't work out. I started dropshipping. That didn't work out. Yeah. And at that point, I was 20. I just got back home.
So from 17 to 20, you tried trading. You tried
trading, tried dropshipping.
Okay.
Bunch of stuff. And so I just hit rock bottom again at 20. I was like, all right, we got to figure this stuff out. So I moved from New York to Arizona because one of my friends was living there. And I remember one day I was actually listening to a podcast by, you know, Sabri Suvi?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, these dropshipping kids, dude, they don't realize the importance of a brand, right? And like dropshipping and all this like internet money, like it's not real. You don't have a brand. I don't know, that sort of hit me in a way where I was like, yeah, he's right. I remember that day I came home with my friends and I was living with a friend that he was Mexican and American, like Mexican-American. And then I had a friend that was like full on American. I was like, guys, I know how to run Facebook ads. You guys' accent doesn't suck. You guys are going to do sales. I'm going to do the marketing. Sounds good? Fuck yeah, let's do it. And so we started cold calling wedding planners. Don't go into wedding planning if you're listening. It's a terrible niche, right? And then eventually, I remember we watched this series by Jordan Platten. He started an agency from scratch in the remodeling niche here in the UK. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to copy him, right? How about we do remodeling, but like outdoor remodeling, landscaping?
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. So we started cold calling landscapers. One of my friends actually got someone, you know, in a meeting. And then I jumped on the meeting. We started going back and forth about how we could make it work for them. And then I realized I could hear he had an accent. So I was like, you speak Spanish? Yeah. And so we just took over basically. I started speaking Spanish. And then my American friend was like, what the hell is going on? But then speaking Spanish, I was able to build that trust. So I used that as like my leverage at the time because I knew how to run Facebook ads, but I didn't know about lead quality. I didn't know about how to like send them the leads over, nothing. That gave us an edge. And then we signed that client. We didn't get them results or anything. That was kind of like, I realized there was a market in Spanish in the US. So I was like, okay, I can charge premium prices in the US speaking my language. And eventually my friends, they went into another line of business, whatever. So I was all alone and I started cold calling people and I got a couple clients. Then June of last year, I remember I flew to Mexico, you know, just for vacation, supposedly. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back, right? Because I was in uni at the time. I was like, I'm not coming back. Like, this is goodbye. And I moved in with Alex, you know, and with my friend. And yeah, 2 months before, I was like, Dad, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm not going back to college, right? Now, my family's like super Mexican, like traditional, right wing, like you go to college, like you marry, all of that stuff. But at that time, like they always sort of like doubt it in a way because it's natural, right? Like no one in their generation ever did that, but they dropped out of college successfully, right? If that makes sense. So they saw me drop out and they're like, yeah, no, you're not doing that, like, right? So for a couple of years, we're like, no, don't do it. Until I sat down with them for a couple of months. They saw us working every day. We never went out to like party or anything, not a day. And I mean, of course, I could see the money now. Like we were not spending it, but it was there. I could show it to them. So they were like, okay, like really? They're like, yeah, okay. And then at that point, it just kept going up from there.
Yeah, that's so. I'm curious how long you were doing the wedding planning, cold calling for. How long were you doing that for? And when did you decide, you know what, this niche isn't for me?
So it was for around 2 months. We decided it was not for us because, I mean, I knew a thing or two about marketing. And I realized that if we were to succeed at these at the rate we wanted, we needed leverage of some sort. We had no leverage whatsoever in the wedding planning niche. Think about it. Like if one of us was like, if we had a girl on our team, I feel like that would have helped because most of like 99% of wedding planners are girls.
Yes.
Right? But we didn't have any leverage, any sort of leverage. So I was like, I don't think we can grow as fast as we want to without leverage. We could have made it work.
Yeah, that makes sense because, and what you're saying is essentially the USP, the leverage you had with the landscaping was the fact that you spoke Spanish. And so you were able to connect with these landscapers at a much
not only that, but I also spoke Spanish and I understand the culture. So, and that's a big one because you could speak Spanish and be from like Argentina, but you wouldn't resonate with them in the same way because Mexican culture is very much about like construction and hard work and all that. So I understand that culture at its core. Just like the wording in the ads, every single piece of content they consume, it's made for them. I know them. I always knew them because it's my people. It's you know, it's Mexican. I always knew the first time I ever got a phone, like I would, you know, you just scroll social media. It's like you get all these memes and ideas and all that. So I already knew the profile. So I feel like with wedding planners, we would have to like research the profile, the customer profile from scratch, not knowing a damn thing because like what the hell do I know about 35 to 46, year old women in America, mostly white? Like it's like nothing. But I do know a lot about 45 to 55-year-old Latinos who moved to the States because they want to make it in construction. So that was it for us. Yeah. I mean, once we hit it.
Are you targeting, obviously, so for your own B2B, you're targeting landscapers that speak Spanish, that are Mexican. Are you also targeting for their leads, so B2C side? Are you targeting only Spanish speakers or is it all of America?
B2C sides is
just whatever. So the advantage you had, you're saying, is that it was the way you were able to relate to your clients themselves. Not necessarily. Okay, that makes sense.
And that we offered appointment setting. So most of these guys, like, they can sell because they project good energy. I feel like Latinos as a whole are good salespeople because they have good energy. If you go to Spain, if you go to Mexico, people have really good energy there. So they're likable. In that regard, like they're made to sell. But it's over the phone that's a little harder to do. When you come in, it's like, well, I'll get you the leads, I'll filter them, and then I'll call them for you. For them, it's more of a plus than for a regular like American, like English-speaking business because they don't have to go through all that. For them, it's a struggle.
Yes.
To get someone to say, because like it's the first step. It's on like it's over the phone. They don't know you. They just stopped it in. They're getting a lot of other ads. We have someone that calls them immediately. They speak perfect English and know how to qualify them. That for sure helped us as well.
So with all that, where's the agency stand right now? How many team members have you got? If you don't mind sharing revenue numbers,
Yeah,
what revenue you at? Give me a kind of overview of the picture we've got right now.
We got a CSM, we got a media buyer, we got an editor. We have 3 appointment setters, so it's a 6-person team. Roughly anywhere, so this month, gonna hit another really good month for us. Anywhere from 56 to like 67K a month right now. We're still growing. Honestly, we're at a point where like we've had to turn off our ads.
Wow.
Because we're just getting referred like crazy. So right now I'm just playing a little bit. We have 2 ways of growing. It's like we either fix the same model that we're selling right now, which is the regular 2K a month or 6K PIF, and just optimize the hell out of it, which is probably the way to go. Or we start selling higher ticket. And we are now getting to the point where we can justify going up market because we have the experience. So I've had a couple people come in like just selling 3K a month, retainers upfront, like 9K in one go because we have the credibility.
When you say go up market, are you talking about actually providing a different service, or are you talking about just charging more for the same service?
Slightly different service, same core service. So the only problem with our service we've had is some clients get really good results, some others don't get the same results. That's regular, I feel like, for most agencies. But the main thing is because the messaging on the ads, just so we can get volume, is more on like the pricing side of things, that we offer fair pricing and all that good stuff. And then it's kind of hit or miss. Either Meta gets into like the people have been looking for estimates for 20 years and just kind of looking for the cheapest option, or it gets into like the rich kind of American mom looking for like local businesses. And when it's that second one, they get insane results. Like we're talking about like 12, 20 ROAS, right? Really good. But when it gets to the other one, it's really hard. You have to like almost block Facebook from getting leads to tell like, yo, no, like stop, dude.
Yeah.
So what we fixed it with is we actually send a videographer. So we go on Indeed and we post, hey, videographer is like $250 per day. We don't need crazy footage. We just need like professional footage of them.
Yep.
That speaks of the quality. We got this from Nico Dentology. I don't know if you know Dentology AI.
I don't.
Really big agency. I really look up to them. We offer a really similar service, but that's the one thing I saw. They are more so speaking towards the quality of the service in itself, or sometimes not even saying anything about the quality, but showing it. So it's like, I could be saying that we're fairly priced. If you see just like random clips of people like, chopping trees or whatever, just like a random clip of someone working, whatever. But if you see premium content of the company, shot on a professional camera working in a nice neighborhood, it's sort of like, it speaks to, we offer a fair quality, fair cost for the services, but it's not cheap. You can see it. So we're just testing that out. And that is the one fix we needed to our service to just take it to another level. Because now when we actually manage to, right now it's kind of experimental. I'm very involved in the process. But once we crack that to the point where we know it works, I can SOP it and just have like my CSM do the entire process, we can start charging 4 or 5K a month.
Talk me through the logistics of that, because I feel like a lot of agency owners don't do that. And I think if they can add that to it, having the videographer go out and get them to be able to actually create professional content, that's like, because creatives is essentially the fundamental of the whole agency, right? If you haven't got good creatives, nothing's going to work. So I think it's a really good idea. Talk me through the logistics of how hard that is. And obviously you just said posting Indeed, or job on Indeed, that's fine. But then how do you ensure that you get good quality videographers? How do you make sure they turn up on time? Like, how does all that work?
We're kind of in the trenches, figuring it out ourselves. But I feel like you just gotta try. Like you just have to get in there, spend the time, look through all the applications, pray that they show up on time, sort of thing. It's like hiring. If you have experience with hiring, it probably wouldn't be a service that I would offer right out the gate. Or maybe yes, if you're trying to stand out in today's market, I feel like it's a really good USP. But it's one of those things where you just have to just figure it out.
I think it's at the moment, like it's obviously where you are in the weeds of it all. It's a bit easier for yourself because you can see the quality. When I'm super curious to know, once you've SOP'd it out, like you said, and you've got the systems, scaling it and figuring out at scale, how do you make that work? Yeah. That's obviously you don't know yet, but that would be really great to ask. When it comes to, you mentioned the appointment setting. How long did you do the typical agency model without the appointment setting for?
I always started with
You started with the appointment setting.
Well,
why did you decide to do that?
The reason I bought into the agency model was first the Sabri Subi podcast, and second Jordan Planet's videos. And then for me, the idea of selling leads was like, okay. But then at the time, the appointment setting USP started an appointment setting agency angle, which was like in 2023. It was quite fresh. It was quite new. I saw the first couple round of videos, and it was genuinely at a stage where no one was doing it, or not a lot of people was doing it. So it just made a lot of sense to me. It's like with AI nowadays. Right? Like, AI powered agency. I was like, oh yeah, let's do it because it's new. It was the same thing, but I felt like deep down, because at that point, like I understood a thing or two about marketing. Like I knew it was a USP, but I was like, okay, well, yeah, but their USP kind of makes sense. And my first client, we didn't do appointment setting. I just sent them the leads, and that's when it clicked because like, okay, well, maybe we should do what Jordan's saying. We started doing that, and it worked.
Obviously, you've been through CCM, Call Center Mastery, and that's obviously helps you with the appointment setting side of things. Before joining Call Center Mastery, how long did you do the appointment setting for?
How long? As in,
basically, how long were you? Because you would have had to figure it out on your own first, right?
Yeah.
And then at one point, you said, you know what, I need help with this. I need Call Center Mastery. I want to.
How long it took us to find?
How long were you trying to do the appointment setting yourself before you started Call Center Mastery?
8 months probably.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a while. And like with everything, like with what I'm doing right now, I'm sure eventually I will go to someone who knows and has already done what I'm trying to do and scale vertically by providing more value to the clients that I'm working with. And I'll probably just go to someone and pay them because I'll learn, basically with you guys in CCM, it's like, well, I mean, there's people that already figure it out. Right? It's like your clients, why are they paying you? It's like, well, because you already know how to do it. So it was a good 8 months for us. It was chaotic.
How do you find the difference between when you're doing it yourself and then after going through Call Center Mastery and you learn all the lessons and all that kind of
Day
stuff?
and night. I mean, day and night. Because, I'm not really sure about most agency owners. Like, I'm not sure how many agency owners are like my age in the group. I feel like some of them might be my age. What I had is that I just dropped out of college. So I was like, you're telling me that now I'm supposed to run a sales team now? Like, it just created such a gap in my mind where it's like, I don't feel like I'm trained. Like, I don't have the resources to do this. Now I think everyone can do it. It just takes time, realistically. But having you guys' course content and help sped up that process like by a lot. Because first of all, understanding hiring, understanding team culture, understanding when to fire people, like those fundamentals. I always look for fundamentals, and sort of like when you're unclear about things, then you can go back and sort of like just look at those foundations, be like, okay, this, and that. Okay, this is not aligned with the foundation, so this is something must be wrong in this, like somewhere around here. So you start diving deeper and just find the problem. So when I joined CCM, I realized the 4 foundations were totally fucked, right? But I realized, okay, system is screwed, culture is fucked. We don't have good setters, like we don't have A players, right? These guys are probably going to churn and they're costing our clients a lot.
Yeah.
And there's no way to scale this realistically, right? Because we're going to have to hire. I think I told you I had 3 setters for 15 accounts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have 3 setters now for 38 accounts, and we still have bandwidth, right? So, well, of course, using Team Follow Up AI as well, but we still have bandwidth. Matter of fact, I had a call with my setters the other day, and they're like, "Yo, get us more leads." I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you guys are 3 setters. I'm thinking of hiring a 4th." It's like, we don't need a 4th. Okay, all right. It was everything, and in the system side of things, I personally struggle with systems my entire life. I'm a marketing and sales guy. I don't like systems, or so I told myself. Knowing systems for the appointment setting department, it was one of those like transferable skills. Now seeing how you guys do it, I can sit down and sort of like just close my eyes, imagining like, how would Aaron like create a system for this, right? I just close my eyes and I just imagine you like watching your Loom video, like, oh, hey guys, this is how we set up media buying processes. And that really did help. It's something I feel like most people don't use or take, but it's like you guys have the credibility for appointment setting, but what goes into appointment setting? Like, what's the primary skills that went into building call center mastery? Really good understanding of systems, exceptional understanding of people. Those, if you know those 2 well, dude, any department in your agency you can grow. So it's like CCM really as a whole, the way I see it is, yes, this has helped us like a lot in the appointment setting department because it's very specific. Yeah. The non-specific things we could transfer to other sides of the agency.
It's absolutely true. It's so true. It's all the stuff we do teaching Call Center Mastery. This is why I tell people all the time, like, even if you think you know parts of it, still go through all the videos and everything, because there are so many pieces which are so transferable across other parts of the agency. Yeah. Even, for example, like the hiring, right? When you learn how to hire setters, them same skills apply to hiring a media buyer or a CSM or whatever it is, right? And it's so transferable, and about the SOPs, about the systems and stuff, like the way I always go at it is like, if I gave this system to my grandma, could she follow it? Yeah. Right? And if she couldn't, go back, find the holes and keep fixing it. It should be, sometimes my team, when we first hire team members and we get them to make SOPs, they are very vague in instructions. And I'm like, no, you literally need to have a screenshot of the mouse hovering over the button. Like, you need to tell them every little thing to do. And then there's no mistakes. And then everyone understands what's going on. So it's great.
Yeah. When we just, for example, I just hired a CSM and she was not following some processes, right? I was like, what's going on? I said, well, I mean, I don't think I understand the SOPs. Dude, there's a checklist. Like, what do you mean, right? And then it's like, I took a step back. It's like, okay, well, hold up. This just reminds me exactly of the same position we were back like 9 months ago with the call center. It's like, well, there was a checklist, but just that the checklist wasn't good enough. Because when I got into you guys' course, I understood that the checklist as a whole was okay, but we need more specific instructions on more specific subjects. So it's like, okay, grab this stuff and add, like, simplify it by removing the things that you don't need, but the things that you do need, I want you to explain them and like show them how to turn on the computer kind of thing from the beginning. And just looking at this process is one of those things like, okay, I already learned this, and thanks to you guys, I learned it faster, but it's transferable now. Right now it's a customer success management department, which some could say it's as important, if not more important, than the appointment setting. For me, that was a big takeaway because I feel like it gave me a lot of confidence that I lacked in the systems building side of things. So I now feel much more confident about systems and hiring, which was definitely my two biggest weaknesses.
Yeah. And with that as well, about how people don't follow checklists, etc. We actually had something recently with Team Follow Up AI. We had one of our agent builders, and he's in Asana. And the problem is that our Asana was about 95% there, but there was about 5% of things that AI did now. So the agent builder didn't have to do it anymore. But then what starts happening is that every time there's like a task in Asana that someone can ignore because it's being done by something else, it starts to create these cracks in the foundation, right? And so then all of a sudden what started happening is he would go into Asana and he would see a bunch of tasks, but he goes, oh, that's not for me, that's not for me, that's not for me. And then slowly he stops trusting Asana because he's like, well, and then he starts creating his own to-do list, and then he starts making his own. And you need to make sure that every single project management tool you use, whatever it is, it's so airtight that every task, even like the due dates, right? If, for example, one of your tasks is set up for a due date, but it actually doesn't need to be done that day, it can be done the week after, it's like exposure therapy in a way where people, it's like a fire alarm, right? Imagine if you're in an apartment building and your fire alarm goes off every day, right? You'll stop listening to the fire alarm because you're like, oh, it's not important, like, and you just start ignoring it. Then one day there's a fire, you're not going to listen to it and you're going to die, obviously, right? Which obviously isn't good. And so with any kind of project management tools, anything like that, everything needs to be locked in. Who's assigned to the task, the due dates, even like how clear the task is, the SOPs attached to that task, that needs to be super locked in. And so then that way, then the team actually follow it and they can treat it as Bible and just go through with it rather than second guessing what's in there, because then they'll just stop using it.
They can't fight it. It has to get to the point where, like, it's like health, right? It's like everything in life matters. When you're not healthy, all you want to fix is your health. Well, think about it. I'm sick now. It's sad, dude. But it's like the same thing. It's like that is the health of the system itself. If that's not like, if they can't follow it step by step, that core process in this case, well, I'm talking about like the foundations or responsibilities that you could go into each process, but it's like the health of the department itself. And so if the SOPs are not healthy, every single time, like, you know, we create new processes, we kind of get rid of the old SOPs. It works, but then it gets to a point where, like, because there's nothing on paper anymore, they start forgetting stuff.
Exactly.
And then it's where, like, it drops down. Well, we just had that last month with our media buying department. Our CPL just spiked. And it's something I'm really proud of how we delegated. Again, the system we built for that, it's insane. We're able to run 39 accounts with 2 people, which is insane. But it sort of got to a point where, like, CPLs were pretty high. I was like, well, what's going on here, guys? Why are we not refreshing these accounts? I don't think they need refreshing. They clearly do. I said, what do you mean? It's $100 cost per lead. It's like, well, yeah, but I duplicate the ad set. What? And it's like, okay, well, all right, but so what's going on? Why are we not following the SOP? Well, I'm not really sure what to do in this case because we already tested a couple of our scripts. And I was like, yeah, okay, my bad. Sorry, guys. And then we fixed the SOP and everything. I was like, yeah, okay, now we get it. Fine. Here's your creatives. And it went down to $15 again. Like, okay. Yeah, sometimes with everything, especially when you start getting to the 50K, like for me, it was right around the 50K a month. It's like where you sort of like, if you're still running every department, I'm soon hiring a call center manager pretty soon. So I'm almost going to like hand that off completely. And you're managing sales, you're managing, you know, appointment setting, media buying, customer success management, financials. You start losing your shit. So you really have to make sure you have really good core foundational, like, responsibilities and SOPs on each process in each department so that it allows you to scale. Because I'll tell you what, I'm right there. Like, my appointment setting is way better. It's just some fine tuning right now. My media buying is pretty decent. It can scale to 70K, 80K before it breaks. My customer success management department is fucked because we don't have that yet. Well, like it's you can see it. It's like one of those things, like you go, the clearer the SOP is, the more scalable the department is always. And the less steps there is, the easier it is to scale it. So we always try like, okay, how can we take stuff out that we don't really need without compromising results, but making sure that we explain it like super specifically.
Yeah, I love that. And on top of that as well, when you start getting department heads, it's really important to make sure that they have clear KPIs that essentially alert you if there's a problem in that department. Because obviously handing over the appointment setting stuff to a call center manager, that's great. And you can still see the call center metrics for each setter and all that kind of stuff. But then what KPIs is the call center manager now being held accountable to? And even bringing that, we've been using a lot of Claude code recently, and I've been able to, obviously we've got spreadsheets all over the place, and it was really difficult for me to be able to know each department, and I have to go into each spreadsheet and look at it, and it was kind of a bit disjointed. So we used Claude code, we tied them all in together. Now I've got this one super clear CEO dashboard, and it just highlights every area. I can see all the departments, and I can see each person's KPIs, what they're responsible for. It's so much cleaner. It's been working really, really well.
Yeah. We're diving a lot into that as well, making sure we basically like the CCM dashboard and everything we built, we sort of like transfer it to Claude code, so we have all that data there. Not only because it's easier to set up, but because now you have that layer of context, which I was chatting over here. We had all the data there, so I can just go to Claude and ask like, what's the bottleneck of the business? Boom, just give me a clearer list.
It's exactly that. And going one step further than that as well is we've trained a Hormozy AI agent, you could call it, off all of his YouTube videos, all of his content. And that's also tied into the dashboard. So I can literally just talk to it and be like, hey, like I'm struggling with this. Or even just say to it, as the CEO, looking at all these stats, what do you think I should be working on now? And it will just, Hormozy's knowledge will then tell you. I think that's such a great hack. I'm so glad you're doing that. We've actually got, in Call Center Mastery, we've got this week coming out. Obviously, we used Google Data Studio before, but we've built out a whole Claude code kind of template for you guys. So that'll be out with you soon, which will be really cool. So going back to the appointment setting side of things, what you were saying earlier. So you said, obviously, you've got your human team. And obviously, I know you're a client of mine. I know we're doing that AI voice for you. Where, I'm going to pretend, because of obviously to benefit the viewers, where is the AI fitting into your human call center right now?
The way I look at the AI right now is it's probably very close to replacing human setters in terms of like the quality of it. I feel like we're getting to that point where people just appreciate talking to people, right? So for example, I don't know if you know, there's like this big YouTube channels, they do like animations. At the beginning of the video, they're starting to put like, because I was just watching one of those videos last night, animations made by humans, right? And and it's like, wait, so we are at that point now. This is very dystopian, right? It's like, holy shit, like we're getting to that point. So I feel like, especially with appointment setting, I don't feel we're like up to that point yet, because most agents are really clearly AI. Now it's getting to the point where it doesn't sound like AI, but you can tell after a while, right? If you speak to like a couple AI agents, it's never going to be as good as a human in terms of like sounding human, right? So the way I look at it is fixing gaps, right? Because Hormozy said it, right? Like AI is always going to be the humans that do things: speed delete and follow up, consistency, right? Always. So just by doing those two, you can get the most out of like the volume leverage, and the quality maybe not be, it probably will get to the point where like where a human is, like a 50-60% booking rate. When we put it on speed deleted books, leads like almost at 30-40%. The way we look at it right now, it fixes gaps, right? So what I mean with gaps is, we had this client, right? Extremely needy client. He was a regular client at $2K a month. He's like, I need more appointments. Pay us more. I was like, okay. I was like, oh shit. All right, well, now he pays us $3K a month, right? He's like, I'm still not getting enough leads, like enough appointments. I was like, well, this guy's stripping. Like, he's getting really good leads. For our standards, our KPIs, he was getting excellent leads. So I started looking at the data. I was like, our speed to lead is 6 minutes. I was like, well, I mean, it's not terrible, but let's try it. And so I messaged Bushin. Yep, Bushin on Slack. I was like, yo, can we test it for speed to lead? They're booked for a week. It's like, oh shit, wait, so it's really a volume game here. It's like, okay, let's keep playing around with it. And yes, some leads are, not the best leads, but it's just the amount of volume it can do and how fast it can do it. Again, it's a system. It's like an automation. It's like a high-level trigger. Well, maybe high-level trigger is not the best example because they break. But like it's like an automation. It's software. It calls the leads at that time, always, regardless of what happens. So the problem with humans is getting them to the point where they can call leads as fast and as often as the AI, because if they could do that, like they will be 100 times better than the AI, but they can't because they're human. Not only because they won't follow the processes, but because they're just human. They have capacities. The AI can call all your leads at the same time if it wanted to.
Yep.
So for us, it's like, okay, that gap for us, like fixing that made us completely rethink about our KPIs as a whole. It's like, what's our KPIs now? Because now we can book like twice as many more appointments. Okay, why don't we make a package for this? All right, well, so it worked for this client. Let's throw this package up there, right? So it's like, well, we'll call your leads with AI just to make sure you get fast quality leads, right? And then we'll have humans kind of like just call to confirm and call some leads, whatever. It's like, okay. And we started selling a lot of those. Now I have 2 clients on those. It's $3K a month, no setters. and still performing almost as well in terms of like jobs closed. It's like, okay, could we replace the entire call center? Maybe. Do I want to do it? I don't know. But for us, it's like the call center, it's doing a really good job in itself. Like the leads that our setters book, yet they convert better than the AI's leads. Like we have the data on that. It's not a crazy lot, but it is somewhat. But you still want humans there if you need reschedule leads or certain things. You always want human control still, because like I feel like right now we're still at that stage where AI helps a lot with the process and the volume, but you still want humans running that.
Yeah.
So that's what I told my setters, dude, this thing's not here to replace you guys. Use it, right? It's like, if you guys use it well, I'll pay you guys to manage the damn thing. And they started to work with it, right? So it's like, they know certain accounts the AI is going to call, so they don't call those accounts. They focus on the accounts that are underperforming, rather, because we want a human setter there to make sure we don't lose any lead. So what we can do is we can put more human resources on the accounts that are underperforming and let the AI handle the accounts that are doing well, because it's going to keep those accounts doing well. And then we can take the underperformers, we can put them back on neutral, on the neutral status, right? Or disposition. So it fixes those gaps. It's like, okay, well, so this client wants more results. We can get them those results, just allocate the AI resources there, right? And then you can use your humans on another thing, right? On the contrary, you put the AI to call your other clients' leads, and then just put humans on those accounts and just tell them like, hey, this account is top priority, just call this damn account. So it gives you a lot more. It frees up a lot of your setters' time. I look at it like that. Like it's a really good tool to free up some of my setters' time. They don't have to call pipelines as often. So they can really focus on just the accounts that are like really, really bad, to make sure that if when someone picks up, because pickup rates on high level are messed up, we get them because we have a human there. Like there's no way that we're not gonna get them. So those accounts that are underperforming, we're gonna be able to save. It's what I told you, like we saved 2 accounts, we would have lost without the AI. And we upsold 2 to 3K a month, because now we didn't have the capacity at the time because we had 2 setters. So I just put the AI on it and it did a really good job. Now I'm like, okay, I think I can grow this three setter team to, like, no joke, 100K a month, because the AI is just constantly getting better and better. It's doing like most of the volume. And then when you do require human interaction, you still have the human capacity and bandwidth. There's just so much volume. It gets the results you need. Like it just gets you the numbers you need.
Talk me through them 2 clients that you said that you saved and you upsold the other, and you sold up to 2 different ones. So the first with the 2 clients you saved, when you say you saved them, like how did you use the AI to save them?
So one of them, very needy client, we signed a while back ago. It's really hard for them to leave us because we have the appointment setting. So they might stop for a month, but they're like, hey, I'm back, right? And they get really bad results sometimes. You're like, oh, okay, well, we lost an account. They come back. They had no appointments. They were on 33 a day, dollars, ad spend, really high cost per lead. We used to send new round of creatives that were not getting up to speed. So we just reactivated our database with the AI, and they got like 9 or 12 bookings out of nowhere.
Just from database reactivation?
Just from database reactivation.
Wow.
They've been a client for a while now, so we have plenty of leads, right? But that's bookings we would have never gotten, because like for you to get those appointments with humans, you would have had to call 700 people.
Yeah.
And how long is that going to take you? So it's like you utilize AI for those tasks that human labor is just simply not worth using, for. So it's like if you're not charging 5K a month, we're of course not going to do all the pipelines for the clients because it's just too many of them clients, too many pipelines, right? If you're charging 5K a month, you might do it because you can justify the expense of hiring an extra setter. But now you have the possibility to charge 2K a month, still do it, not to the standard a human would, but still like 60-40% up there for this much money, which is insane leverage, right? We have insane leverage right now as agency owners.
Yeah.
With everything we have.
That's crazy. So the client was going to quit, but because you did database reactivation with Team Follow-Up AI, you were able to essentially show them that, hey, we've got 9 to 12 appointments.
We saved them. They referred us. We got the other client on 2K a month. Now, the other account was pretty similar. It was pretty much a similar case. Now, in their case, the appointments were not exceptionally well, but they were appointments. It's kind of like restored their faith in our service. Or like, okay, let's keep going. They closed a 10K project, and then we bumped them to 3K a month. From 1,500, we upsold them to 3K a month. And they referred us to another client, which we just signed last week, 2K a month. And then that guy just refers to another guy, the fifth, for 6K a month. For 6K.
Good ROI.
Yeah, good ROI. It's like based off of like a little bot that we set up once.
Yeah.
Right, so it's crazy leverage. It's just looking at that leverage. I think what I tell my friends, like if you're in a niche, like really what you're looking for is like niche specific knowledge, because everyone has the AI. The thing is, you can utilize that AI if you give it your own like IP, your intellectual property, or like your leverage. So it's like, I know the script that's going to get us qualified leads. If I give this script to the AI and it says it like in this pattern, even if it's AI, it's going to qualify the leads. It's going to be good leads. we have that IP because we've tested 100 scripts, right? If someone comes in and just grabs a script, or even if a tree service company comes in, like grabs and they say like, oh, I have AI calling my leads. Okay, dude. Like I have AI booking your leads and qualifying your leads, which is you use your own IP. That's really what we're focusing on, like just getting the data, testing these tools. And because we have the data, we have the numbers, we know what we can, we're even more leveraged, if that makes sense.
That's exactly it. It's the same reason why that we get a lot of people, right, coming to us and they'll say, oh, why don't I just build on my AI voice myself rather than using you guys? And it's like, there's obviously, I can get into a million reasons why, but dovetailing onto what you were just saying is that we know what scripts work. Yeah. We have the expertise. Well, I've been doing appointment setting, for a long time now. And we know what connects with leads and how we get more appointments and that kind of stuff. So the AI voice is really just the vehicle we're using. Yeah. Ultimately, what we're delivering is booked appointments for you guys. And that's what we care about. Did you try any other AI voice softwares? Because obviously I want to just clarify, obviously we're not an AI voice software. We have software, but ours is really a service. It's fully done for you. Obviously we build the AI voice for you. We manage it. We listen to the calls, quality assurance. We continue working for all that kind of stuff. In terms of like do-it-yourself softwares or anything, did you try any of them before working with TFU AI?
I tried to. I tried high level. Just don't try high level. It's just, dude, it sucks. It's just so bad. Yeah. And we like the AI quality, like the voice in itself is just bad. It doesn't follow the script. It's just bad. To be honest, I completely started ignoring AI voice. The only reason I got it was because I bought into you guys' stuff. Because I mean, I trust you guys. As I bought CCM, I got value from it. I know you guys come back. You guys have the knowledge. You guys have the expertise. You guys have the credentials. For me to see that you were doing voice AI, restore my faith in it. I was like, hold up, right? So it's like, if they are like the doctors, the surgeons of call centers, right? If you have call center problems, you come to these guys. They're betting on AI. Of course, for you guys, it's higher leverage because it's SaaS. But that means like it's the best way you guys can offer value to us in a done for you service. I was like, yeah, no, to me it makes sense. So I started looking into it. You showed it to us like a couple months ago. Remember? Yep. It kept calling me, and then one day I just started like chatting back to it. Okay, I'm not gonna like. This is just purely R&D. If it works, it works. It was a damn Hail Mary for us, dude. Like in the sense of like I completely lost faith in it because I already seen all these videos of like, oh, sell AI to businesses and that kind of stuff. But it's like it's the same vehicle, completely different. It's like, again, and we're going back to the same thing. Selling AI to businesses. What you're doing is selling AI to my business. But to what like depth? It's like, okay, well, you have a receptionist that's gonna book appointments. Well, we have a guy that's gonna like, you can do speed to lead, sounds superhuman, integrates into your system, uses the CCM tested system that Jim Lodge used. You can customize it, split test, and like, oh, okay. From afar it might look like the same thing, but it's just not like the depth you guys really go to, with Team Follow-Up AI and everything that it does, just so much further down the line, based on all the value they can provide. To us, it has been great. It has really been a great tool and a really good ally. It has allowed us to, again, as I said, like test a bunch of different services and stuff. Because like you can just go like, okay, this account is just going to be like my little test code. I'm just going to put the AI to book the appointments to make sure we call the leads on time. So speed to lead is not a variable, right? Booking rates is not a variable. So you don't have two completely different setters that book at 60 and another guy at 30%. This is going to like make it like just standardize our results. Throw this creative in. And now we see, okay, well, that creative worked. And the setter is not a variable in play. It's like, okay, well, test go to account 1 show that this creative performs better. What we found is the more personalized we make the creatives with our clients' content using the AI, even just using the AI, the better they convert on the back end. The more authentic we make it look, the more we're using like Sora to very like UGC authentic videos, they perform insanely good. But we know it's not because of the setters in a way, because the setters do play a role. If a setter does a good introduction, like especially for med spas or whatever, if they have like a good interaction, they'll show. Like for example, for B2B, if you have a good intro call, they're gonna show for the demo. If you had a good first call, they're gonna show up to the estimate, looking forward to the estimate. We found that little combo work really well. And for us, it not only allowed us to test a lot of stuff, but also to we test packages where we like upsell clients on this package and just test the AI with it. It's been a really good tool for us.
Yeah, I love that. Did you have any hesitations before jumping into it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When we first got it, I remember when we first sat down and got it, I was like, oh, I don't know. It's this it's AI voice, dude. I already kind of tried AI voice, but I was like, okay, deep down I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna trust it. I really can't complain.
Again, it's the trust, right? It's the fact that you've worked with me before with Call Center Mastery, so you were just like, you know what, I'm just gonna trust Darren and hopefully it works out. And if
Alex Hormozy tomorrow was like, guys, I'm going all into dropshipping, I would do it. He knows something. He knows a thing or two, right? So it's like, if he sees something there, It's for a reason. And you guys are the call center experts. So I was like, this surely is something to look into.
Yeah.
For us, it did. And right now, all my friends are like, holy fuck, how the fuck do you have 16 members? You guys are 50K a month. You still have to scale. Well, because we just really, and not just doing follow up AI, we have a bunch of other things. But like the appointment setting side of things, like it's not really a bottleneck. Like we are booking pretty damn like fast. Like we're booking a lot of people. It's not a bottleneck for us.
In terms of actual results, obviously the AI voice has allowed you to scale your human team. You said you're getting more booked appointments. Do you actually know how many more booked appointments or what percentage increase or anything like that you're seeing with the AI voice now?
Yeah, so I think I share with Bhushan as well that we really don't have the like super clear data because we're split testing a lot of things. But as a baseline for the accounts where we just put on database reactivation, it's booking like 30% more appointments than like baseline.
So if you're comparing a client of yours which isn't using any AI, and then you're comparing it to a client that's using AI, whether it's for speed to lead, whether it's for power dialer, whether it's for...
So I'm only considering power dialer, not speed to lead.
Okay, so client that is using... So if you've got humans only on one client, and you've got humans on one client that's doing the speed to lead, and then the team follow-up AI systems only doing the power dialer, you're seeing 30% more booked appointments on that second client.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
With speed to lead, I don't have the numbers, but it's surely more than that.
Yeah. Oh, great. We'll have to break that down for you and figure that out because that's the problem. When you are split testing things and you've got humans sometimes getting involved, it's hard to kind of see the clear data. But obviously, if we're only doing the power dialer for certain clients and we're seeing a 30% increase, that's huge.
It's insane.
That's amazing.
30% more appointments for not a lot more, at a cost.
Yeah, I love that. And in terms of show rate, is the obviously you're doing tree services, people are going to their homes and stuff. Is the quality still there? The show rate still there on them specific AI booked leads?
It's slightly less. Also, because we have to work on the script a little bit more. Also, because it's older leads.
Yep.
But again, like it's really just a volume game with it. So what it doesn't make up in quality, because in the same regard as a human would, it makes up in volume. So it's like, yeah, some leads are meh, right? But I tell my clients, it's like, dude, we're using this thing to get you guys more bookings. I know some of them might not be great, but at the end of the day, if you go to the 10 appointments, you're still gonna get 3 closed jobs. So just go. You
were saying just before we started recording as well, you were mentioning that out of them database reactivation leads, you were saying that your client closed, you booked him like 9 or something. How many did he close?
Yeah, so for that client that we booked 9 appointments, they ended up closing, I think it was 5 clients.
And they were all booked from the AI voice?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's good. 2
closed on the spot. The other guys closed later down the line.
Yeah.
Which was great. Like, again, it's leads that we wouldn't have closed. It's like, it's very comparable. I mean, it's back-end systems. Really, it's not something you put on the front end in terms of like, it's not like a advertising strategy or whatever. It's just like, you don't have to put any more ad dollars into your client's account. You don't have to bump their ad spend to get them better results, which is, again, as an agency, if you have that, especially we're in a world which is becoming this commoditized where everyone's like having, everyone has access to AI voice. It's not expensive.
Yep.
But we have access to you guys' IP.
Exactly.
That gives us a crazy leverage. So like I can get appointments for way less than everyone can. So I go to clients like, oh, you guys are too expensive. You're not gonna get it what we can get it anywhere else. Like you simply can't. Like what I'm telling you is that I'm not overpriced. I'm just gonna get you more stuff. Like you're gonna get more results from what we do, and I can show you everything.
The funniest thing is when people will try and compare our prices to TFU AI pricing to, for example, the Go High Level, or they'll do it. I had one guy the other day that was showing Assistable, and he was like, look, it's 7 cents per minute, and I'm like, there's so much you're missing here. It's like, you understand that when these companies do this, they're using the lowest quality models, the cheapest 11 labs. They're not monitoring your calls. You've got to do it all. Like they forget the expertise you're bringing. There's so much that goes to it to actually, it's not just about making an AI voice that sounds okay. It's about actually being able to deliver the appointments. It's not, you don't want to treat AI voice as a shiny object just to resell to your clients. You actually want it to deliver on what trying to get to achieve, There's no point in having a Lamborghini that looks all flash and nice if you can't even drive.
I was going to compare it to that. I was going to say, like, I feel like at the end of the day, your soul comes down to sales. And it's like when you sell to your clients, like my clients, for example, use a lot of share leads, check a trade, all that stuff here in the UK. Well, leads and everywhere else are less expensive. We're not selling you the most, we're not here to sell you the least expensive leads. Because that's not what you want, right?
Trying to get you actual deal, actual money.
Like, it's like, account. Oh yeah, I want to, no, I feel like eating beef today. I want to eat beef. It's like, all right, well, you want to go to McDonald's? Because like when you say you want to eat beef, you're probably referring to steak. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you go to a steakhouse, why? Because like there's someone that knows how to cook the damn thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, and like, again, it could be very cliche. It's like, yeah, of course, well, but it is true though. Like you have to sit down and really, look at this as that. Like, you're not buying AI voice. What you're really buying is you guys' IP. You guys run call centers for Gym Launch. You guys have an info product on how to run call centers that the best of the best of the best use. You guys know how to do that. So it's like now we're giving you a chance of deploying all the systems with our own agents. So like if you guys were to do this done for you service, it would be like basically done for you like call center, right?
Yep.
It's the closest thing to that.
Yep.
You wouldn't compare done for you appointment setting service to something lower end because there's just no comparison point to that. But now thanks to AI there is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's this. Like you have to look at it from up here. So it's a done for you service. It's not a build your AI bot.
That's exactly it, man. I want to move on to some belief stuff in the sense that not woo-woo stuff, but I'm curious to know what contrarian belief do you have about running an agency that most gurus would disagree with, do you think?
Can you give me an example?
Yeah. So for example, a guru might say, you know what, the key thing to having a successful agency is reducing churn, right? But you might think, actually, it's not about reducing churn, it's about selling as many new people as possible. That would be an idea of like a contradicting kind of belief with the big space. And maybe you don't have any, but do you have any beliefs that you think are different that help you succeed compared to what the market says?
I've always been a big believer in just the fundamentals. So for example, I was very fortunate to have someone coach me, fellow member of the Affluent Academy. He always taught us the fundamentals. I feel like you have to get exceptionally well at sales first. You have to be really good at sales because the better you get at sales, the better you get at convincing people to do something, the better you get at the higher you can charge, not necessarily improving your product. So now you sort of remove this limiting belief of, oh, I can only charge this much because like I have a friend, they do 3K setup, plus 100 per appointment, and they're getting insane results. I'm like, why are you not upping your prices? It's like, oh, I don't know if I can justify it. I think it comes more from a fear of, I don't know if I can get them to say yes to the higher price more than actually improving product. I feel like you have to get exceptionally well at sales. I'm not exceptionally good, but compared to where I was, it's day and night. Like I can sit down with someone and get them to battle with their beliefs a little bit more. You know, I can close 9K pips right now, right? It's like something, if I would have told that to, you know, my younger self a year ago, selling 1K retainers at 20% close rate, he wouldn't believe that. But it's like, it really just comes from sales, most of it. I feel like all the big guys get exceptionally good at sales because that means you can charge higher prices without doing all this improving product work. It's really a belief. Like it's a limiting belief. If you charge more, you get more money. You can focus more on the clients. You get better service. Like every single time I've improved my prices, my results have gone up. Not as a product of improving the product, just because I charge more and I feel like really that like I can deliver more, have more time. I can improve the product almost as a result.
You have the resources to be able to actually invest into getting them better results.
So getting better at sales might be something that they say, but I feel like it's the main thing.
With your whole agency journey, what has been the biggest mistake that's cost you money, and what have you learned from it?
Not investing into mentors soon enough, first of all, and not sitting down and doing the thing. I got into a point where like it's not only execution, but sitting down and planning the thing, blocking 3 hours to sit down, look at a wall, and just figure it out.
I love that.
I'll just keep it simple. Like.
Yeah, no, that's so not investing in mentors early enough, and just actually try removing yourself from the weeds, and actually as a CEO being able to take on more of that role and be like, understand that you're not the one that should be in the media buying anymore. You should be looking at the whole forest and making decisions based on that. I think that's a big thing for, even for myself, as I've hired more team members. We've probably got about, I don't know, 10 plus team members now. And I find myself not in the day-to-day much at all anymore. And what I've realized is that my job at the moment is all about resource allocation. So it's all about looking at the bigger picture and saying, right, okay, you're doing this. What else have you got on your list to do? Like, what else are we working on? Oh, I've got this. Okay, no, don't do that. Do this first, because that ties better into this. And you're basically the general, right? You're the one that's able to see the bigger picture and allocate. So it's not about actually being in the weeds. I fully agree with this. It's not about being in the weeds. It's about being able to help your team and lead them into what tasks they should be doing on a daily basis and that kind of stuff. I love that.
It's really hard though.
It
like
is hard.
To get, because you have to abandon what got you to this point was, I'll do it all. I'll do it all. Like I'll just get it. That really is the hard part of entrepreneurship. Everyone talks about like delegating. It really is, because you have to completely flip it on its head. Now you're only managing. You're barely even working. You still work, but now it's more like 4 hours of very concentrated work, and then you manage, right? Until you keep delegating the managing position, but now you got managers. So it's like the managing is always there. And I feel like it's easier to learn how to work hard than easier to learn how to manage. That's why it's harder to learn to get to that like 50 to 100 to 200 to a million a month.
Love that. Yeah, that's so good, man. That's so true. So with that AI voice, Do your clients even know it's AI voice?
No.
Have you told your clients it's AI voice? Like how, like, because obviously it is good quality that most people can't even tell, but like how are you doing that?
So I just told them we have a reactivation agent. Now, given that's pretty big wording, right? Agent. If you translate agent to Spanish, agente, we don't really use that word for AI. I mean, we do, but it's my clients barely even know what ChatGPT is, right?
Okay, right.
So because like most of them are blue collar. Some of them do know, but they just don't care.
And do they not listen to the calls or anything, or do they listen to them?
Sometimes they do. It's like, what is this? Because I actually had one guy confront me about it. I was like, well, what's this? I'm not paying you guys to have an AI call the leads. I was like, no, but you're paying me to get you the most amount of qualified appointments. And having humans do your fresher leads and AI do the older leads is the best way to do it because these leads are not as interested. So would you rather have my agents call the old leads, see if someone says yes, or calling the leads are, more likely to say yes? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think if you frame it in the sense of like, if we didn't have this lead probably wouldn't have been called. Or probably would have been contacted in 2 months. And even if a human gets to them, they're just not going to be.
And you can even say to them, it's like, look, if you want us to have human setters phone in all of your old leads as well, that's fine, but that's going to cost you $5,000 a month. And then they're going to go, oh, actually, okay, well, maybe. And they'll backtrack pretty quickly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that, man. With your whole agency, with your lead generation, what are you doing that 90% of other agency owners aren't doing?
Getting really deep into the appointment setting rabbit hole.
Yep.
Because our cost per lead's always been great. So I was always like, how can we really squeeze this out? And then just systemizing the media buying.
I want to add on something you said earlier. Would you also put the creative stuff that you're doing in there? Having the videographer go out to them and do all that kind of thing? Because I feel like a lot of agency owners aren't doing that.
Yeah, but it's experimental.
So you're still playing around with that?
You could say that's something that we do is that I experiment a lot. That's the new things always.
Obviously, you got that AI voice in there doing that part of it. When you said the media buying, what are you specifically doing differently in the media buying, do you think, that is allowing you to get better results and what most agency owners aren't doing?
We just templatize every single winner.
Okay.
And my department has it so clear that we only test winners first. Nothing goes into account but winners are first. Just winners. And it's hard to explain, but everything is so SOP'd. Like every single creative, it's so SOP'd in detail that we have like 6 winners, but because we constantly rotate those, we always get good results.
And this is the power of having a niche. Most agency owners at this point have a niche. They understand the power of that. But when you've got
Squeeze it.
30 clients or whatever it is, and you can see you're literally maybe spending, over $100,000 a month on ads across your clients, and you can see very clearly you have that data, that power of knowledge, which you then know, okay, these are the best performing ads. You just plug them in, and it's like a mastermind in a way. It's like all your accounts are working together to find the best creatives for that niche. Yep. And so if you've got like 6 different niches or whatever, you don't get that. And that's where you get really unstuck. So I think I love that. If a fellow agency owner is watching this and they're trying to get to that 50K, 100K mark, because you've done this very efficiently without having to scale and double your team. Let's say you've got someone that's, 20K a month now and they've got a few team members. What advice would you give them to be able to scale without having to hire more?
Provide as much value as you can for as little offer as possible. And increase your goddamn prices as much as you can. So
that second one, say that again.
Increase the value you can provide for your service without doing them like a lot of work. So for example,
how do you do that?
Team Follow-up AI is a good example.
Yep.
CCM system.
So leveraging tools and AI within your company, that's what's allowed you to get to that high.
We go to the same example. Like they could say, oh, they offer appointment setting in the same way someone would say to you, I can buy an AI voice down the street for $7. But I've invested into CCM and Team Follow-up AI. I spent $20,000 learning how to do this. I can do it better than they can, and I can show for it. That's why I can charge my prices. So it's like Team Follow-up AI, CCM, plus my media buying system. We have a set of creatives that we always know are going to work. So we can launch an account, immediately get them results. Our testing frameworks, right? So you keep going like a point wise and everything that we've tested with a point wise, like the best converting sequences. So every single 20K investment, if you look at it, right, it's like a 5% increase in results. But when you get to the point where you invested 60K into your service, you're 20% better, 50% better, right? Like, and that's the point where like, okay, well now you're 50% better. You can charge like the premium for being 50% better. It doesn't mean that you can charge 50% more. You can charge a lot more because 50% better on the same ad spend increases your ROAS by 50%, 100%, right? So it's like the increment of that. It's like, I can charge a lot more. We're bumping our prices to 2,500, right? Standard. We have a wait list. Like right now we can launch clients. We're bottlenecked by that because we are increasing our prices, and we can do it because the results that we get, we've been able to get because of those incremental value injections, let's call it, right? Of everything we've invested into really getting the systems down to up to speed as much as we can get the best bang for your buck. For every dollar that you put into advertising, we can get you the best ROI on it, or the more amount of appointments because of everything we know how to do. That's why we can charge more prices.
I love that. Even putting the AI aside, like going back to the systems and the SOPs, if you're just saying to someone, hey, you do this, and just telling them what to do without any clear systems, then you need to have more people because they're all having to pick up the slack and it's not very efficient. When you've got a properly laid out system, again, it ties back into that pulling away from the weeds and actually being able to see the clear picture. Then you can start optimizing all these little details, and that will also help you scale without having to hire. Yeah, it's all fitting together. I love that. That's so good. If you could only give one piece of advice to someone doing 10K per month and they're trying to get to 50K a month, what would it be? One thing.
When you're at 10K, you start to, first of all, you haven't made money.
Yeah, I fully agree with this. I don't know why 10K per month is this. Everyone is so...
I fell for it. I fell for it. I made 10K a month. I was like...
Yeah, okay. I'm just like, okay, so you haven't even started. You've just turned the treadmill on. You haven't even got on it yet.
You haven't made any money yet. Keep selling until it breaks. Keep selling. Just bump it up.
When people start making money online, they get urges to buy things, right? And obviously, you started making money, a few months back now, which is great. So far, early on, what's the dumbest thing you spent your money on, and what's the best thing you spent your money on? And it could be anything. It could be personal or business, anything.
Best thing, I could say team follow-up AI, and you can make this an ad. But best thing,
we'll keep it.
Best thing, flying my mom to Europe, right? Because we have always had money. It's like that one of those things. I was telling my parents, like, I want to make money not to retire you, because it's gonna be really damn hard to make that much money. On to the point where you guys want to retire. They're pretty much retired. Like, it's like they work whenever they want, right? But flying them, like being able to give them that gesture, is like, I'm on my own now, and I can fly you to Europe. That felt really good.
Nice.
My first dinner with my brother and I, we used to go out a lot. He's here actually, but we always used to pay with our dad's card or my family's card. But that time I paid out of my pocket, and I was like, it was really good because he always had this limit. Like he used to look at all the make money online, it's a scam. But when he saw me do it, that inspired him in wanting to do it.
Nice.
In my hometown where I'm from, not a lot of people do it that way because it's very unconventional for Mexico. And I feel like I've inspired many people in my town. And so that little purchase, because that's when he told me that, I've told a lot of my friends that you're making money online. They're like, I want to do it too. So it's inspiring a lot of people. So that was kind of in a way because it sparked that, or me knowing that. And flying my mom to Europe for sure was one of the best things. The worst thing, to be honest, I'm really careful with money. I will say.
Yeah?
I would say.
You haven't got any watches, anything?
No, dude.
No, nothing like that.
I stole these shoes from my brother, dude. I don't really spend money. I'll tell you that. I think I had to thank my parents for that because they, I always wanted the Yeezys, dude, or the Supreme shirt and all that stuff. Like, you fucking stupid. I'm not gonna buy you any of that. It's like $500. It's like when I started realizing that my family did have money, I was like, well, you guys have money. Why you? Like, no. It looks ridiculous. Like, why do you want a $500 shirt? Look, this is $20. Looks solid.
It's the same.
So I really want to thank them for that. Now, I did spend $2,000 on a party one day, and I did regret that. I mean, because it was like, we rented a house, and we were like, it was December. Like, I just made $30K a month, dude. I'm 21. They just dropped $2,000 in a freaking party. It's not worth it, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just not worth it.
I've got to say, to blow money on things. I never regret it. I love it. I love a big reason for me to make money, obviously, look after my family. I want to have a great life in general, but also I love that feeling of being able to just go out and just go, let's just get a table.
Screw it.
Let's just get a table. Let's get some bottles. I love that. It feels so good, and it's
freedom, right?
That's what it is, man. And I think the thing as well is how this is, if you're bad at spending money already, this isn't a good mindset to have. But my mindset is when I'm 80 years old, am I going to wish I had another $2,000 in my bank account, or am I going to wish that I bought that table or bought that thing or whatever?
Use that reframe for your calls, dude. So when you're 80 years old, right, and you're sitting in a deathbed, I mean, whatever much the team follow-up AI, down payment is, do you think you're really gonna regret the 5K, or do you think it's better to scale your agency? I think that's a good reframe you could put people out there.
It's because providing you back yourself, and I believe that when I'm 80, I'm gonna have a lot more money than I have now. I'm not gonna need more money.
Yeah.
So while I'm young, I can't bring that back. While I'm older than you, but while I'm in my youth still, it's like I've only got how many more years of this left. And again, you need to be balanced with it. If you're just blowing all your money all the time, then you're not gonna make anything.
Yeah.
But providing you're sensible with it, I think you should. People you can't take it with you, man. It's that whole cliche,
I feel you. I would say for me that translates into knowing I can just not doing it, because sometimes when I want to do it, I do it. For example, like my brother and I, this is, he went out to uni, and when you go out to uni, it's like you have no money, right? We were in the airport in Alicante the other day. So yeah, let's go to a restaurant or whatever. It was like one of those airport restaurants, trash, right?
Yep.
We started picking stuff. I was like 90 euros. I was like, oh no, it's 90 euros. Like, forget about it. Fuck you, mean it's 90 euros. Just pay that shit.
Isn't it great?
It just
like
don't care.
feeling.
To be honest, like realistically, anything less than $1,000, like I really don't think about it. It's just like, it just,
So true.
you do. I mean, it does happen like that, right? Like I used to go grocery shop. This is something, it's actually funny. I stayed in Brentford for a couple weeks, right? We found a really nice spot with co-working space and everything. And I kept shopping in like a really, low cost store. And one day I was there and I was like, wait, what the fuck am I doing? Because I used to shop in low cost like stores in America because I had no money. So it was just like subconscious, right? And then I realized, and then I was like, wait, why am I doing it? Like, why am I buying because I can buy good, I can buy good food for me, dude. Like it's something basic that everyone should be aspired to like be able to purchase, right? But it was just so embedded in me, right? And so I just went and like I sort of like I made myself aware of that. I just choose not to spend a lot of money, but knowing that I can, and sometimes when I do it, it's like I can do it, and that gives you a lot of freedom. And then it's like, what percentage of like 22-year-olds are your level? Because most of them you see online, there's like all the Lambos and all this. First of all, that's pretty much fake. Second, I much rather have the peace of mind of knowing that I have that money in the bank for whatever reason, whatever happens. And if I do want to go out, and one of my friends like, yo, I'm in Cabo, I'm in Cancun, you're like, fuck yeah. Like I thought maybe what I did spend a lot is on travel. But it was worth it because now I know you, and I got to know CCM, and because I got to know you, I learned about to follow up AI, and now that's made me more money, right? And then I've met a lot of other amazing people here in Europe. But I would say that's pretty much it. I don't spend a lot of money.
Yeah, this has been fucking amazing, Carlos. Thank you so much for coming here and giving us all the details. And obviously, I love speaking to people like yourselves because you're in the trenches still. Like you're not like some 500k a month agency owner and then you've got a CEO and you're not doing anything. You're actually there doing all of this stuff. And so it's great to get that raw knowledge from you. If people want to learn more about you, find you, that kind of stuff, where are you at? Your Instagram, YouTube, like what do you?
I'm probably Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah, Carlos Costanen, but I don't really post much. I'm pretty low key. Maybe one day I'll get into personal brand or any of that, but like to be honest, if something like just follow this guy. He's the guy to follow here. Like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's someone in the group. Like you have, of course, Charlie has done CCM and Cameron England.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of value to provide, but I don't consider myself to be at the point where I want to like put myself out there. I value my peace of mind a lot, and keeping everything is low profile. I like it. So I mean, to be honest, I feel like if you guys are watching this podcast, if someone's watching this podcast, they're probably gonna get a lot more value from you or someone else than following me. So I'll advise them to do that, right? So you guys know we'll still
stick your Instagram handle in if people want to
put me down there, dude.
I'm sure you've got some good stuff.
I got a couple followers, sell a couple courses there or something.
Carlos, thank you so much for joining me, man. It's been
fucking
fucking awesome, dude. Thank you.